Alright guys, today I wanted to make a video about the Champions League. Obviously it's back this week after a 2 month break without it throughout the end of December and January. And basically I wanted to say who I think is going to win it. So for me there's probably 5 teams that it's between to win it. I think all three English teams, Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea. And I also think Real Madrid could be in with a shout, and also Bayern Munich, obviously, with the amount of quality they've got. So I'll start off with the English teams and sort of rate their chances. Liverpool, I think Liverpool can beat pretty much anyone in the world in a two-leg tie. Because of the way they play. I know there's a thing now about Anfield, how it's really loud for the first 2 minutes and the last 2 minutes, but silent in between. I've got to be honest, on a European night, it's a completely different level of noise compared to daytime games. So I've been to quite a few European games at Anfield. I went to the 3-0 win against Man City, 2-0 win against Porto, what else have I been to? Trying to think now. I went to the Atletico Madrid game a couple of seasons ago. That was ridiculously loud, and that was one of Liverpool's best performances. I think it's just Atletico Madrid were ridiculously good defensively, and in extra time they got a couple of counter-attack goals to send us out. So Liverpool are always going to be in with a shout of winning the Champions League as long as they've got quality in their squad and Jurgen Klopp as manager. So I think they stand a good chance of winning it, or at least getting as far as the semi-final at the very least. Man City, they're going to get to the semi-final. We all know this. It's going to take a team of high quality to beat Man City, because I think this season, if anything has been shown, any team can beat Man City, but it's very hard to beat Man City over 2 games. Like if you look in the 2020 Champions League, I think City got knocked out by Lyon, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Burnley's Maxwell Cornet scored, didn't he, in that game? So that was a one-legged tie because of how COVID was at the time, and the Champions League had to be really condensed at the end of the season. Yeah, I think it was played in August that year. So yeah, I highly doubt Lyon would have gone through had that have been 2 legs. I think Man City would have won it in the second leg. So yeah, I think it's incredibly hard to beat Man City. Liverpool in 2018, when they beat Man City in the Champions League, were phenomenal first leg, just blew them away. And even the second leg, I remember Gabriel Jesus scored in the first 2 minutes of the game, I want to say. And I thought, oh no, I remember watching it. No, this ain't happening, is it? It's going to. But Liverpool had so much luck that game with the disallowed Leroy Sané goal, I think, just before half-time. There was also shots by Bernardo Silva that Dejan Lovren headed onto the post that he was lucky not to turn into his own net. But it took a lot for Liverpool to get through and somehow win the second leg as well as the first. Tottenham, again, they got really quite lucky in the second leg with Fernando Llorente's goal. Could it have been disallowed? And also Raheem Sterling's last-minute winner, that being disallowed, that was quite a tight offside. So it does take a lot of luck to knock Man City out over 2 legs. So they stand a really good chance, I think. They got a ridiculous squad. Chelsea, Chelsea. They also have a very good chance, I think, because of the way that Thomas Tuchel sets them up. Very hard to beat. It's very rare Chelsea concede more than 2 goals. In fact, when have they conceded more than 2 goals this season? I'm trying to think of an occasion, and I can't, honestly. Have Chelsea actually conceded more than 2 goals this season? The only time I can think of where Chelsea have conceded 3 or more goals since Tuchel's been manager is that West Brom game at the start of last season. No, I don't think they have. So Chelsea defensively are ridiculously good, which is massive in the Champions League, because if you can go to another team's ground, nick a goal, and keep a clean sheet at your place, you are standing a very good chance of going through. So Chelsea, again, have a good chance. Real Madrid are doing really well in La Liga this season, and Karim Benzema is in the form of his career. Vinicius Junior is playing well. Their midfield's still going strong after God knows how many years of having the same 3 players. It's got to be 7 years now, I reckon, at least 6 or 7. So they obviously have a very good chance of winning it as well, I think. Bayern Munich, though, right, I'm going to make a prediction here. Bayern Munich do not win the Champions League, because I've seen them on highlights and I've seen a couple of games this season, and to me, defensively, they are not the strongest. I think any of the previous 4 teams can beat Bayern Munich this season. Obviously, they're still very good in attack. Robert Lewandowski's an absolute machine. They've also got great players like Serge Gnabry, Leroy Sané, and who else? Thomas Müller, obviously. So they've got some very good players in attack, but I don't feel defensively they're strong enough. So I'm going to make a prediction that this is Man City's year, because I just can't see them. So Pep Guardiola, I think his contract is out, not this summer, next summer, 2023. I can't see them not winning the Champions League under Guardiola. The one thing that seems to stop them, as well as the fact that obviously anyone can beat Man City in a single game, but it's very hard to beat them over 2 legs. The one thing that stops that sometimes is I think Guardiola makes a lot of dodgy decisions. Champions League final last year, primary example. Playing no defensive midfielders, and that cost them in the end. No Rodri, no Fernandinho. Just stupid decision making from Guardiola. And I also remember watching that Lyon game in 2020. I remember watching Kevin De Bruyne play on the left-hand side for some reason. What's the thinking behind that? I can't understand it. But you'd think at some point, even if Guardiola does make a dodgy decision, it's going to somehow work, you'd think. So I'm going to predict Man City to win the Champions League this season. Yeah, that's my prediction. They've got a fairly easy round of 16 in theory against Sporting Lisbon. They should be beating them. Whereas Real Madrid have got a tough tie against PSG, and Liverpool have got a not so easy tie as well against Inter Milan. So you'd think City should, in theory, be through to the quarterfinals with relative ease. So yeah, they're my prediction to win the Champions League. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.